Hey, what's up, Logos American History students? Welcome back to another week, another Monday, and a new month. It is May the 4th, day 28 of our COVID-19 stay-at-home learning experience. Glad to have you all back for another week, and let's get right to it on the Blackbaud. It's a Monday, so I'm feeling a little Monday-ish. Busy weekend. Worked a lot out in the yard, so it was a good weekend, right? Hopefully y'all got a chance to get outside a little bit, but I'm tired. I'm not gonna lie to you. And we're out of coffee, so it's a little rough for me this morning. But let's go ahead and take a look at what's on the agenda. As always, we start off at our Blackbaud bulletin board. And we see the message about the Zoom meeting this Thursday. We had a good Zoom meeting last Thursday. Those of you that were able to attend, it was really good to see. I think I had nine people across the two classes who were able to make it for that Zoom meeting. That might be in a record so far for attendance. Let's keep that number going in that direction. I bet we can get 10 or more people in on this Zoom meeting this weekend if we keep up this pace. But let's go back up to topics, right? Take a look at topics. We're still working on the civil rights movement, that's right. And remember last week I revealed a couple of new features on our Blackbaud page. First of all, if you go into topics, you'll see the pages to download, and you always see the most recent download for the most recent assignment is at the top. So we'll go ahead and download that. That's not new. This is a different assignment, but not new. We've done these before. These are our practice the skills for life. Only one page of reading to do, but then you have some practice the skill questions here that you'll be answering. So we will put that off to the side, minimize that. When we go back in here to Blackbaud in topics, we also see that you have over here, the assignments, right? And they are embedded Google Forms. This is one way to do the assignments. This is especially a good way to find assignments that you might have missing from before. If we scroll all the way to the bottom, under this topic, we go all the way back to Chapter 21, Section 1. So if you haven't completed Chapter 21, Section 1's assignment yet, it'll always be up here. All the old assignments will be under topics. If it's an older assignment from earlier in the term, it'll be under an earlier topic, like the 1950s. See, we got these over here. There's another Skills for Life. That's a Chapter 20 Skills for Life, right? And then we got Chapter 20, Section 3, Section 2, Section 1, all the way down to Chapter 19, Section 4. So that's where you'll find old assignments if you happen to be missing any and need to get caught up. But for current assignments, we find those under the Assignments tab. So let's check out that Assignments tab. And you see these are our current assignments in the class. And the newest assignment is right there, Chapter 21, Skills for Life. When we click on that, you see there's two ways to submit assignments, right? You can do it through the Google Form link, which is right there. There's also the pages to download for you right there. And there's the link for the Google Forms. That'll just open up a new tab where you can do it there. Or if you don't like the Google Forms, you have the questions right here. And you can submit your answers right here in the online submission text. So you can put 1A and then put your answer. 1B and then put your answer, right? Answer the questions, and then once you're ready to submit, you click Submit Assignment. If you're not ready to submit, you can click Save for Later. I like this feature. I think this will work pretty good for a lot of people, especially people who aren't comfortable with the Google Forms. If you are comfortable with Google Forms, that's also an option. But those are the two ways to submit assignments, and this is the assignment for today. It's all about polls. So we're going to Save for Later. We'll click Save for Later. There you go. So it says In Progress. We also have our question of the day, which is about polls. What are polls? Polls are where they take a sample of people and they ask them a question, usually about their opinion on something. A lot of times it's a political opinion. Do you approve of the job the president is saying? And then people answer. And based on the answers, they say this percent of people answered this way, this percent of people answered this way. So, do you approve of the job the president's doing? Yes or no? well, this percent of people said yes, we do approve. This percent of people said no. And they say that for the whole country, but they didn't ask the whole country, right? So how do we know if that's accurate? Well, that's what the question of the day is. Question of the day, do you think the information presented in opinion polls is accurate? What are some criteria you could use to determine if a poll is accurate? Some polls are more accurate than others. There's a good link here for finding out about polls, 538.com. Let's click on this, and he shows us his latest polls. This is run by a guy named Nate Silver. But I like him because he takes all the polls. These are the most recent polls that were just added today. They're added daily. But if we scroll down to last week, we get some more polls for May 1st, right? That was what, Friday? That's usually when all the polls come out. And if we look at this, right, we're looking at the president's approval, but there's multiple polls. And if you can see here, he grades the polls. He shows you the number of people who were questioning the poll. One big thing to look at when you're just trying to determine if polls are accurate is the sample size. If they asked 10 people and they said, well, this is how the whole country feels. No. They asked 2,201 people, okay. That's getting into the BC range, right? This is getting, what's the best poll he has up here, the best grade? An A, B? These are even smaller, but still, they're close to 1,000 people. So you got to have a big sample. But then also has to be a representative sample. You can't ask all women. You can't ask all men. You can't ask all people over 50 years old because that doesn't represent the whole country. You have to have within those numbers representative, right? Well, what percent of the country is male? Well, that percent of this 1,008 people have to be male. What percent is over 50? Well, that percent of this 1,008 people, for it to be an accurate poll, they have to be representative. And so then you see all this information about the poll, but then you see the rankings, right? And so we have a whole bunch of presidential approval polls here that came out last Friday, and it looks like in all of them, except for this one, which is a pretty accurate one, the president's approval rating is lower than his disapproval rating, meaning that more people disapprove of the job he's doing than approve he's doing. But it's pretty close in several of these. And again, his approval rating is right around 43 to 47. Disapproval rating is 44 to 53. So again, that kind of gives us an opinion. But also we can look at, with the presidential election coming up, right? The two presumptive candidates, who do you think has the best chance of winning? Well, according to this poll, it's a dead even tie. 43 for Biden, 43 for Trump. So you can learn a lot from polls, but you got to make sure they're accurate. And that's the question of the day. Do you think they're accurate? And what can we do to determine if they're accurate or not? So answer that question of the day. Do your Skills for Life assignment. And if you have any issues, any questions, please let me know. And I will see y'all tomorrow. Peace.